And ladies and gentlemen, there it goes. There it goes.
History has been made at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. Shock, disbelief.
The final will be Kabras Sugar going against Menengai Oilers at Kakamega, 12th of March 2022.
There will be tears of joy, tears of sorrow.
And for the boys to be in their first ever
coming to you live from the home of bullfighting here in Kakamega County, the Bull Ring. This is a special broadcast of the 2021-2022 season finale of the Kenya Cup Rugby Tournament, dubbed the Rai Derby because of the two owners of these two sides, Menengai Oilers and Kabras Sugar. You're talking about a derby that involves two teams. One team has been here 7 times before, they've won it once, and another team that will be making their debut in the finals, their first ever final of this Kenya Cup Rugby Tournament, the Menengai Oilers. 2016 champions, Kabras Sugar against Menengai Oilers. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm Kevin Kimadi, and of course I'm not alone. I'm here with Eric Njiru to help me break down all the action, how the season has been, a recap of the season, and also what to expect going ahead to today's final. Welcome, good to have you here, Eric.
Good to have you, Kevin, man. I'm happy we're here for the Kenya Cup final. Menengai Oilers for the first time in history, they're in the final. Cabras, they're trying here again to win after losing 2017, 2018, 19, 2021. Here they are. Yes.
Yeah, definitely they will be gunning for their first ever Kenya Cup trophy. But also, I mean, everything is set. The fans are here. The grounds look in great condition, and also the atmosphere, it's sunny, everyone is set, the players are here, everything is set for the final.
Yeah, of course you can say, look man, it feels good the final is in Kakamega.
Yeah.
At least it's not in Nairobi. Last year it was in Nandi Bears. People have been saying the finals to go out of Nairobi. KCB has won loads of them in the last couple of years now in Kakamega. There's a motivation to all the teams outside Nairobi obviously to do well. For the first time I think in many years we've seen now a final without a Nairobi team.
Yeah,
yes.
It's a great thing because you take a look at this year's final. It's the first final that doesn't involve any Nairobi team. There are two teams outside Nairobi. What does that mean in terms of the growth of rugby and the growth of the game here in the country?
Of course, listen man, it's a good thing to rugby fans, rugby players, rugby administrators now. It's not just Nairobi, and rugby is about traveling, having fun. People want to go out of Nairobi, people want to go to Nakuru, people want to go to Kakamega, people want to go to Kisumu, people want to go to Malindi, Mombasa for 7s, for 15s. It feels good to be out here, obviously, and now that means that we're developing the game. These are two sides, one from Nakuru, that means that the region is really well covered, another one from Western. We've got a couple of teams here from the national and from the championship, and obviously we've got Western Bulls, former Kenya Cup side now, and Cabras, who have been in the final many times. They've not won, but they've been a fantastic side, and they have some good players. Yes.
And definitely a good thing that shows the stiff competition that has been in this year's season of the Kenya Cup Rugby Tournament. Remember, you can interact with our social media pages at K24TV, at K24+, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and also at Kev_Kimadi on Twitter, at Eric Njiru, and we'll definitely maybe go through our sample some of your feedbacks later on. Who do you got? Who do you think will win this year's Kenya Cup Rugby Tournament? Will it be Cabras, who have been in the finals for the 4th consecutive times without winning and losing it to KCB, or will it be Oilers, who will be making their first appearance to this tournament, having beaten the defending champions KCB in the semi-final last weekend in Nairobi? Interact with us, we definitely sample your feedback. But talking about the season before we even get to the final, a great season it has been, but let's talk about Impala. Impala have been relegated. Has that really sunk in yet?
I mean, we all know Impala have been relegated and Nondis, obviously because of the points cut off. They had issues on who finished number 11 and number 10 between Impala and Kenya Alquin. But as it stands, according to Kenya Rugby Union, Impala are going down. But I do think it's been quite a hard season for the community clubs. That is Nondis, Impala, Homeboys, Queens, Mwamba, Nakuru. Unlike the other teams, corporate teams like Kabras and KCB and University Science like most, Strathmore, KU. So we can say it's been a hard time for everyone, for all the teams concerned since COVID hit in 2020. Impala may have a case to argue. Some fans may be saying that they may appeal not to go down to stay in the Kenya Cup to play 14 teams. It's up to them, obviously, to have a good case. But if you look at all the situation, all the things involved, they have a case. I mean, you may argue to have them stay up. Yes.
Because after the playoffs, Queens, it looked like Queens were the ones that were going down, but again, according to the rules of the game and of this guiding this specific tournament, Impala Saracens were relegated off to the championship. But again, they have an option of appealing that decision. But talking about teams that have played this game and won this much coveted trophy, the Kenya Cup Rugby Tournament Trophy, let's take a look at previous winners. Record champions are Nondescripts. There is the only team that has won it most times, and it's a sad thing, the fact that Nondis will not be playing next season.
Look at all those years from 1975. Nondis, they won again. They were the only side not to have been relegated, I think, alongside Kenya Alquin. And it's quite sad because if you look from, I think, 1998, that is the last time they won. They have not been able to win the Kenya Cup. In the 2010s, they have been struggling and there. The other teams that have come up, the likes of Homeboys have been formed, Menengai Oilers, we've got Cabras Sugar now, we have University Science are playing really well, like Strathmore Leos. So Nondis, it's quite a sad story, obviously, to see them going down. There are traditionals and big powerhouse in the Kenyan rugby scene, and they have given Kenya Rugby Union some really good players to qualify for the Africa, to play for the World Cup qualifiers, to play for National Sevens squad. So it's up now to them to go back now and build something else. Probably they may be okay with going to the championship because they know they can build up again and cover. But it's quite hard when a team is being relegated and coming back again. It takes a lot. Structures, players, managers. Some players may leave, some sponsors may leave when you go to the championship. But now, coming back, you can go work hard and then come back again, like the way we've seen the likes of Mini Machine doing. Machine have been going down and coming up every season.
They can definitely come back stronger. But apart from Nondis, let's take a look at the last few years. You take a look at this chart, and KCB have been very dominant in the Kenya Cup Rugby Tournament finals. But this time round, they'll not be making it to the finals for this first time in over 5 years. KCB are not playing in the finals. A sad thing indeed for the fans.
You gotta give it to KCB, man. They've really played well in the last couple of seasons. They've invested a lot across the board, from the senior team to the Eric Shally Shield to the women team, Northern Suburbs team. I think it's their team. When you invest everything, you get the results. That's why we've seen them. They won, I think, in 2014, 15, 2017, 18, 19, and 2010. That's what you get when you invest. When you become serious, the bank has supported the club a lot, and their players, they're part of the national teams, the sevens team, the women's team, the senior 15 side. We can say, yes, the game they play Menengai Oilers really did their job and they won that game, but KCB are still a big side. I expect them to be in the final next season.
Yeah,
yes.
But it's definitely a healthy or good thing not to have KCB in this year's final, because we've used
breaking the monotony.
The monotony. You're seeing KCB in the finals every time, and almost every time KCB plays in the finals, they end up winning it and upsetting Cabras. This might be that one time that Cabras will have the easiest route ever to win the
winning mentality
rugby tournament.
Winning mentality. When you've been in so many finals, you become used to it. You become a serial winner. KCB are now serial winners. Most of their players, they have won the Kenya Cup. From the forwards all the way to the wingers, they know what it means to go to the final and win it. That's why some fans were saying that Cabras Sugar has never won the Kenya Cup when they play KCB. They still have those bragging rights, and Cabras Sugar will be obviously happy when KCB are not there. They've lost 3 years in a row to KCB. That gets you mentally down.
Even last year, the Nandi Bears, the KCB came from behind. Cabras lost the lead.
0 winner.
20-0 lead and gave it away to KCB. But away from that, let's talk about the teams that will be playing in today's finals. Here are the past arrivals of the two sides that have already arrived here at the Bull Ring, ready for the finals, ready for this big.
That's Cabras arriving, yes.
You take a look at Cabras. Their roster is quite impressive. I mean, the names there, the experience. These guys, most of them have been here at the finals for so many years.
I think most about Kabras Sugar, it's about losing. They have lost so many finals. They feel every year they have to go to the final. They have been losing to KCB. Now this year they have a chance to do it against Menengai Oilers. Yes, you have to accept it. In book, Kabras Sugar are huge favorites, but you know there's a final, anything can happen. But Kabras will feel they have a big chance when they're not playing KCB. They've been able to beat Menengai Oilers almost every single season. They have played across 15s and 7s. And today, if you look at their squad, these are guys who have really performed well. I think they made like 2 changes. They've performed well across the entire season. They lost only 1 game to KCB, and that's why they were happy KCB not in the final. They play Menengai Oilers. Menengai Oilers, they are motivated, they're young, they're angry. They've never won the Kenya Cup. This is their first time in the final. You may say they start stage fright, but I do think they'll do all they can. They have some winners in their team. I mean, some guys from Nakuru. Their manager, obviously, has been the Kenya Cup final with Nakuru. He's a serial winner. He's been the Kenya 7 squad. So for me, it's about motivation to Menengai Oilers. What more can they do? They know that they can punish Kabras Sugar. They played a really good game last year. This season actually, but last year in 2021. So they may feel they didn't win that game, but this is the final. Cabras may be chance, and they have to go for everything.
But of course, looking at the players when they were arriving here at the bull ring and also warming up, they are really composed and look eased and up and ready for this final. I mean, you interact with some of the players and they tell you they're definitely looking forward to today's showdown. But talking about team arrivals, we've already looked at Cabras bus arrival, and here the captains of the team.
Yeah, that is Ominde and Sikuta. Obviously, they are very happy to be in the final. Sikuta, since moving from Mwamba, has not won the Kenya Cup. The last time Cabras won was in 2016. I think that time Sikuta was playing for Cabras for Mwamba. The other side, Ominde just transferred from Nakuru. Obviously, the neighbors of Menengai Oilers back in the Rift Valley region. Ominde feels obviously that performance in the semi-final, he scored 8 penalties. All of them, the attempts were successful. You feel that this is a big final. This is where now the experience comes in. He's been playing for Nakuru for so many years. He has that experience. That's why, like when he spoke to Gibo, he told us that experience and young guys obviously have to blend. Yeah. And that's where now the likes of Ominde comes in.
And when you talk about Ominde and also the players, let's talk about some of the areas that might decide today's game. Kicking accuracy. Because you take a look at the semi-final between Oilers and KCB, there was no try for the Oilers side, which won, but they were very Ominde, to be specific, was very accurate. His kicking was very accurate, and if Cabras give them any chance of, within the kicking range, they're definitely going to be punished.
Yeah, of course. Listen, man, these are big games that you need big-time players like Ominde. That experience from so many years. He's been kicking when they're playing the National 7 circuit with Nakuru RFC. Now he's coming to Menengai Oilers. That's where now you need some of those players to be able to step up. I think I was watching some semi-final, like let's say in 2016, 17, 18, when Homeboys was there, my team. And you could see we have this issue probably when Masai was kicking, Kevin Masai. You could see the accuracy is not like, you're not getting it really well. You need this in the final because these big finals are defined by like 3 points or 6 points. And that's where now big time players like Ominde come in. On the other side, you've got John Kubu. He's been kicking really well for Cabras Sugar. I think now he's going to Kenya Sevens. I spoke to the National 7 circuit, National 7's team, Nani coach, that is innocent to me. He's told me he's now training with the team. He's going to consider him for Vancouver and for Singapore. And if you look at all...
He's also done really well with the Kenya Simbas.
Exactly. If you look at all these two teams, they have lots of players who play for the national teams, 15s and 7s. So that tells you we're up for a great match this afternoon.
We're definitely up for a great showdown between the number 10s of both sides. You're talking about Dukisa and Ominde.
Ntabeni
Dukisa, a really good player, but last season missed a conversion and a penalty that really ended up costing this Cabras side. But coming to today's match, heads high and definitely looking forward to a proper showdown because it will be between Dukisa and the opposite on the other side, who is Ominde.
Yeah, of course, Dukisa last season, man. I mean, they had a fantastic season since he came from South Africa. And there's that project at Cabras Sugar. They need to win this Kenya Cup. They need to become serial winners. They want to be like KCB. They want to be like Kenya Harlequin back in the day. They want to be like Impala. They want to be like Nondis. They want to dance with the big boys. And like you said now, those minor things like kicking and those points now will come at a cost if he misses. And now, Ntabeni's experience, he's been in the Kenya Cup now, I think, for more than 2 seasons. He can do it in the final. Just cool down, calm down. You're not playing KCB again, you're playing Menengai Oilers. You feel that you're the favorites. Let them not be overconfident. And probably they can get this.
Definitely, they need composure. You remember last time round, they lost their composure and of course ended up losing the match, giving KCB a really good chance to recover, come from behind and claim the Kenya Cup title. But this time round, they're playing a whole completely different team, but also a very lethal and dangerous team in the name of Menengai Oilers. Let's listen in to both coaches, what they have to say going to today's final.
Coach, it's a big final coming up for you yet another year after losing very many finals since 2016. How prepared are the Kabras Sugar Boys?
We prepared very well. The last 2 weeks we were working towards this, and yesterday also we had a good captain's run, so we're ready.
And Coach, Cabras lost to KCB in the final game of the season, but KCB are not in the final now. It's Menengai Oilers for their first time ever. How do you think it is hard to face a team that is in the final for the first time?
Look, we just getting ready for Oilers, so it doesn't mind. We don't mind any other team. So if they here to play us, we're ready for them.
Do you think losing all those finals comes as a motivation to your team?
Oh yeah, definitely. We spoke about it the week now, and we're ready. Don't worry, we're ready.
Last season's final was a close one. Cabras led until the final minute, but they let it go. How have you dealt with that?
Look, it was things out of our control. We couldn't control what happened there, but we're ready now. We worked very hard, extremely hard. Mentally, we're ready also. So hopefully, by the end of today, we'll have the cup.
Thank you and all the best.
Thanks very much. Okay.
Soviet.
And here is the team sheet of this Cabras Sugar side that will be playing the Oilers in this final. Definitely very experienced and good players right here. Joseph Odera, Teddy Akala, Asman Mugerwa, George Nyambua, Brian Juma coming in, Kevin Wekesa, Dan Siguta, Jensen Musoga, Barry Robinson, Tabeni Dukisa, Alfred Orege, Walter Okoth, Bryson Adaka, Derek Ashundu, and of course John Kubu. The replacement, you can take a look right there. Hilary Manjilwa on bench, and also Ephraim Odhiambo.
Yeah, obviously if you look at this squad, these are real experienced squad. I think they make only one change, but these are players who have been playing for Cabras for the last couple of seasons. They know each other real well. George Nyambua, experienced there, playing as block. If you look at the second row, obviously there's Brian Juma, Johnny Nyambua. Let's go to the back row. I can see Sikuta, the captain of the day. Robinson he's been rising through the ranks, obviously from the Chipo now, and he's probably, let's say, an experienced guy playing as number 9 for Cabras Sugar. Jaben Tukisa, that backline, Walter Okoth just signed from Nakuru. Aldaka the same. I mean, Ashiundu was also gotten from I think Menengai Oilers, and there's Alfred Oreg. Actually wanting to speak about this guy. Yeah. He came from Min Machine. We used to call him Dad. He's a really good winger, and he's been rising. If you look at his game in the last couple of seasons, he's been improving every single season. He killed it during the Kusa games. In the championship, playing for Min Machine. Probably Machine were relegated the following season, but I do think he has that like eagerness. He's still young, he can go far. He just, I think, cleared University of Nairobi the other day. He can go far for his team, and he's ready to fight. John Kubu, the other guy, obviously, came from Fiji. Many years ago, like 7 years ago, came here with a samurai squad for the Safari Sevens. He's been here, I think it's now Kenyan. He's actually going to play for Kenya, and he's quite experienced going at the back. When they won the Kenya Cup in 2016 at Impala in Nairobi, he was the man of the match. That tells you need some of these big-time players for you to be able to win these finals.
Definitely a big-time player in John Coop. But talking about the back row, the defense, they have to concentrate up to the last minute. And the discipline, they really need to be disciplined, because again, last time, I keep referring to the last final, they lost concentration. They have to keep concentration all the way.
Cabras Sugar forwards, Maze, let me tell you, I mean, they're probably second to KCB only. They know how to push the game until the end of it. Probably also, last season.
Don't forget, yes. Also, this Oilers side is the third most offensive team in the league right now.
Yeah, they're really playing some good running rugby. If you look at Cabras Sugar, their back row, like you mentioned, Sikuta, there's enough experience for this team. Kenya Sevens, Kenya 15s. He's been there. He was there last season when they lost. That losing of last season, I expect it to come as a motivation to their squad. They've been losing so many finals. Now this season, there's nothing else you're going to lose for. I mean, they play Menengai Oilers. Yes, they are a good side, Menengai Oilers, but you feel they're not on the same level as KCB. KCB have won this thing for more than 3 times in a row.
But also, you can't really look down upon the Oilers. Cabras have to fix their issues, especially the line-out. Last time I spoke with the coach, and he says they really need to fix their line-out coming to these finals, because you give a team like Oilers any chance, they will definitely punish you, and also you give them any kicks within the kicking range, you're up in trouble.
Menengai Oilers, they're not here by luck, they're not in the final by luck, they're here by merit. They have been playing well. Last season, I think, they were in the Kenya Cup semi-final. If you look at their graph, when they were promoted, when they were formed, they played in the
promoted 2018.
Yes, they were formed, I think, in 2017. They played in the Rift Valley Nationwide League. They were promoted in the championship. They did really well. We can say they were above everyone coming to the Kenya Cup. They're not just like any other side, like you can go and beat and probably get relegation. They were not relegation fears. They were in the semi-final last season, and now they're in the final. They feel we have to keep going, we have to keep growing. They have young guys and experienced guys. They're one of the most, like, let's say, mixed, blending, like, in terms of squad. So, I mean, these are all motivation for them. They're a young squad, they have a young coach, and there's a whole future above them.
And also having beaten the defending champions, the serial winners, KCB, last weekend, it really motivates this side coming to today's final. Let's listen in to what Coach Gibson Weru has to say ahead of the final.
And for the boys to be in their first ever final, I think they've worked extremely hard to be on this spot. The sacrifice they've made, I think, have propelled them to where they are today. As I said during the week, finals about nerves, about preparation, about taking your moments. I believe my team are the underdogs coming to this fixture. We have all to play for. And at the same time, we want to make history. I think we are playing a very formidable side in Cabras, a team that has been in every final since 2016. So I think they have a bit of experience. They have an edge of us in terms of that. But at the same time, they know how to lose. So they are used to this. They are used to losing at these big moments. So for us is making sure that we put pressure on them on the scoreboard, and making sure that we pressurize them in terms of the decision making. And I believe if we are able to do that, are able to stick to a plan of attacking them and taking care of the set pieces, I think we'll have a win at the end of it all.
Beating KCB last week, do you think that will come as a big motivation to play in Cabras today?
KCB and Kabras are two different sides. Of course, a bit of motivation and a bit of encouragement from beating KCB, a very formidable side. But Kabras have been a pain when you play them. They are very physical, they are very clinical. So it's a different ball game altogether. But we'll pick a lot of confidence from the KCB game and try to bring it into this game.
Finally, most of these young lads that you're playing with, they have little experience. How motivated are they going to the final today?
Oh, I can tell you they are pumped up for this final. What I've told them today is that a final is a different.
Edward Mwaura, Coleman Were, Vincent Mwikali, Alison Yango, Clinton Odhiambo, Nixon Ochieng, Tyson Maina, Crispin Shitundo, Andrew Odero, Geoffrey Ominde, the captain, Beldado Geta, John Okoda, Dennis Abukuse, and replacement right there, Kevin Mokoyani, Francis Atiti, Brian Sinetti, and the likes of Kevin Mduru. You take a look at this team sheet. Yes, really good players, experienced players, and also the fans are here cheering on these two teams ahead of the finals. But talking about this Oilers side, you take a look at the team sheet, they are missing one key player, Kenya Sevens player, and also because of the injuries, they are going to miss many good players. But apart from that, they have a really good experience side and also some youngsters that are looking forward to this match.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're talking about Aaron Andovate. I spoke to him a few minutes ago, and he told me obviously he's gutted to miss this final. He's been part of the system for Gibson Weru since they were promoted from the national and coming to the championship and not to the final. He feels that he's missed a lot. He's also missed for the Kenya Sevens. But I mean, it is what it is. Menengai Oilers still a young squad. They can come back again next season, the season after that. Now they've broken that barrier of beating KCB probably for everyone. And like you said, the squad, Austin Scoot on this side, on the open side, and Bill Bellado get on the blind side. I mean, these are key players that have been tearing the league for Oilers this season. I mean, the captain last weekend, all 8 penalties inside to beat KCB 24-something. I mean, he has to be one of those to watch this afternoon.
And what kind of a match are you expecting today?
Entertaining game, good game. Everyone is motivated. Cabras, they know they're not playing KCB. They're not worried now. They have to go for everything. Menengai on the other side, they're here for the first time. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to lose. They can win, they can lose, but they know this is the first of many. So for me, it's a good open rugby. Yes.
And who do you think will win it this time around? Is it Kabras? Are they adding another trophy to their cabinet, the second trophy, or Oilers coming in again with a big upset?
I mean, on paper, Cabras should win this game, the final. KCB not there. They won the 2016 when they played Impala. But we cannot darau Menengai Oilers. They're a young side. They're angry to do it. Let's see which it goes. But I do think, on paper, Cabras have to win this.
Definitely on paper, due to the names of the players and also the experienced coach, Kabras should win it. But again, Oilers is a really, really good side. It's the end of the build-up of this special broadcast of the Kenya Cup Rugby Tournament season finale. We take over now to our commentary booth for the commentary of this final. It's the 2016 champions, Kabras Sugar, against Menengai Oilers, who are making it to the finals for the first time.
A very good afternoon from the bull ring in Kakamega. Murembe bosi ya vandu bosi mulolanga imechino mu K24 plus. Well, I'm speaking in the local dialect Kisuka. We are in the middle of Isuka in Kakamega. Weather today is 30 degrees Celsius with a humidity percentage of 18%, wind speed of 22 kilometers per hour. The crowd here is already live, electric, and ready for the game. In our picture there, the experienced match official, the 49-year-old Godwin Karuga. He will be assisted by Moses Ndungu and Constant Cap for this match, the Kenya Cup final of the 2021-2022 season. My name is Michael Kwambo, bringing you the commentary live and direct from Kakamega. In our picture there, the smiling face of Davis Nyaundi. Could he be the future smiling assassin? We don't know, because we already do have one existing. We're not going to talk about him this afternoon. It is the Menengai Oilers up against Kabras Sugar. It is the Kenya Cup final of the season 2021-2022. The venue is the Bull Ring in Kakamega. The crowd is electric. The crowd is building up. The weather is perfect. And let's just wait and see if Godwin Karuga will give us a good game of rugby. Remember, the action is live and direct on K24 plus. From the heart of Kakamega, the Bull Ring located at the Lions Primary School in Kakamega County. In our picture there, holding the ball and just rearing to get off is none other than Davis Nyaundi. Godwin Karuga blows his whistle to signal the kickoff of this game. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021-2022 Kenya Cup final is underway. The ball is into the arms of the Cabras number 8, Jinson Musoga. Hits the floor. And as he hits the floor, the ball is played downfield. A big kick from Dukisa looking for territory. The first line-out throw of this match, barely 28 seconds into the game. Remember, Menengai Oilers in the yellow and blue, Cabras in the yellow and black. My name is Michael Kwambo, bringing you the commentary live from the Bull Ring at the Lions Primary School in Kakamega County. And play continues. It is Cabras beginning to keep the ball tight. They are driving forward, carrying the ball towards the halfway line. That is a searching run from Brian Juma, one of the locks in this particular game. That was Bryson Adaka with the pass, but Godwin Karuga deems that ball to have traveled forward.
Both teams, guys, first scrum, remember it's crouch, bind, set.
Remember, this is the fifth meeting between the two sides.
Let's go.
Cabras have won all 4 previous meetings since the first time they met, which was on the 12th of January 2019. Cabras winning that game at the Kakamega Showground by 41 points to 5. They then defeated the Oilers by 47 points to 12. That game played on the 21st of December 2019. And then on the 24th of July 2021, Cabras again defeating the Oilers by 38 points to 9. And the last time they met about 2 months ago, Cabras winning against the Oilers in Nakuru by 32 points to 17. But as we speak, it is the Oilers in possession. Austin Sikutwa is unable to field that ball. But referee Godwin Karuga calling for an earlier infringement. Advantage Oilers. Remember last weekend we saw the Oilers put in a very clinical display in that 24-17 victory over KCB. Geoffrey Ominde slotting home 8 penalties that sunk the bunkers and ended their reign as Kenya Cup champions. A reign that re-emerged in 2017 and went on until last weekend. Big question is, can the Oilers go all the way this afternoon and shock Kabras Sugar, who come into this game as a favorite for the title? This is Andrew Odero with the scrum feed. The ball is picked up at the base of the scrum by the captain, Crispin Shitundo. Also their leading try scorer. This is David Naundi. Belda Dogeta with a searching run, beats one man, beats a second man. Jone Kubu struggling to hold him on, and then Odero losing the ball as he drove forward. But it doesn't matter because the penalty advantage is still with the Oilers from Nakuru. And if you are watching this game in Nakuru, I'm sure you are happy right now. And for the fans in Kakamega, the big question is whether the title will return after a 6-year wait. Remember, the last time Kabras Sugar won the title was way back in 2016, beating Impala 22-5 on the day. Jone Kubu, one of the survivors from that particular game, turning out to be the man of the match.
Just maintain the gap.
And remember, the drive is forward from the Oilers, certainly making it uncomfortable for Cabras. Cabras have been renowned for their dominant forwards play. And the opening try of this fixture has been scored by the upstarts from Nakuru. It is the Menengai Oilers going into the lead 5-0 with that try off the rolling maul. We will confirm the try scorer in a moment, but as we speak, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Bull Ring in Kakamega, it is the Menengai Oilers leading Kabras Sugar by 5 points to 0. A try after 5 minutes of play. Geoffrey Ominde, the man tasked with the kicking duties. Can he extend the lead for the upstarts from Nakuru? Ominde cuts a figure of concentration. He is sure with the conversion as the Oilers extend the lead. 7-0, 5 minutes into the game here at the Bull Ring in Kakamega. Remember, this is the Kenya Cup final for the 2021-2022 season, and that was the moment that the Oilers scored off the rolling maul. And in our picture there, the man who has added 2 more points to extend the lead, none other than Geoffrey Ominde, man of the match last weekend in that 24-17 win over KCB. Ntabeni Dukisa prepares to get this match restarted for Kabras. The kick is high, it is hanging, it is contested, tapped back but kept alive by John Okoth for Menengai Oilers. He is up against Walter Okoth of Kabras Sugar. Quite an interesting matchup there in midfield. They're both called Okoth and they were both part of a midfield partnership at Nakuru before deciding to go their separate ways. This is Dukisa with a searching run, but he is stopped by the man in shirt number 4. That is none other than Wallace Onyango. The ball is lost, but Godwin Karuga calls for the penalty. Advantage, Cabras.
UK 10. Decision.
And it is Zone Kubu, man of the match in the 2016 final, tasked with the kicking duties for Cabras. It is a rather straightforward kick. But remember, with all the pressures of a title at hand, it could go either way. And all eyes are on Zone Kubu as he braces for this penalty kick. Cutting a figure of concentration, stroking it well. And between the sticks, he cuts the deficit to 4 points. Current scores, Menengai Oilers 7, Kabras Sugar 3. 8 minutes played here in the Kenya Cup final in Kakamega. The venue is the Bull Ring at the Lions Primary School. If you're joining us, this is match day 13, Kenya Cup final. Menengai Oilers leading Kabras Sugar by 7 points to 3. Kabras getting their points off the boot of Zone Kubu. The restart from Davis Nyaundi. Deep into the 22 there, claimed by Orege. This is Zone Kubu trying to dance his way out of trouble, but caught in a spot of bother. Doesn't matter because Cabras have kept that ball alive. They will be looking for an exit play. They will be looking to get that ball to the boot of Ntabeni Dukisa. Well, doesn't matter because of Brian Juma making a nuisance of himself. That is George Nyambua, big George Nyambua, Kenyan international, former Kisumu RFC man. The penalty advantage remaining with the Sugarmen. Interesting to note, but both teams sponsored by the same sponsoring company, the Menengai Group, who, of course, through their West Kenya Sugar brand, own Kabras Sugar RFC, and through their Menengai Oil brand, sponsor the Menengai Oilers. One team residing in Kakamega, that is Kabras Sugar, and the other team based in Nakuru, the Menengai Oilers. Now picture that we just saw Constant Cap, the assistant referee, and Godwin Karuga just having a tete-a-tete, as they call it. Though the more schooled individuals prefer to call it a tete-a-tete. Doesn't matter. They are having a conversation and there's a decision going to be made. And I'll bring in the match commissioner, Willie Ombisi. Of course, Godwin Karuga's communication devices not functioning and being adjusted by the fourth official for this game, Victor Odwor, himself a very experienced match official, and also very recently received level 2 World Rugby Coaching accreditation, meaning that he is capable of coaching a side in the top tier league, the Kenya Cup. Well, the crowd here at the Bullring in Kakamega continues to build up. A lot of passion, a lot of emotion as well. A lot of discussions between the fans and the marshals. I'm sure they will sort it out either now or after the game. But for now, a meeting of the match officials. Godwin Karuga, insurance professional, a lover of golf, a lover of rugby, a match official. He is the man in charge of this fixture this afternoon at the Bullring in Kakamega.
So we can play on it. Cup, we're good, eh?
Remember, this is yet another final in Kakamega. We had the 2018 final in Nairobi. The 2019 final was in Kakamega. 2021, the season was not played, actually was suspended because of the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2021, final was played at the Nandi Bears, a game that was live on K24 when KCB rallied from a 20-0 deficit to defeat Kabras by 28 points to 25. And we are into the 2021-2022 Kenya Cup final at the home venue of the Western Bulls, who play in the KRU Championship. It is Kabras Sugar, the big name in Kakamega in terms of Kenya Cup rugby. 2016 champions playing against the Menengai Oilers in the Kenya Cup final for the very first time. Bracing for the line out throw, Teddy Akala. It is claimed in the air. That is Barry Robinson. Remember, he starts today ahead of Brian Tanga. Another big carry there from Big George Nyambua. Ntabeni Dukisa with the kick downfield. The Oilers players looking to clean it up. Ominde making a hash of that attempt to clear it. Doesn't matter because Wallace Onyango now in possession for the Oilers. Remember, they lead by 7 points to 3. The kick from Andrew Adero is big. It is searching. It finds touch.
Inatoka 50-22.
11 minutes played here at the Bullring in Kakamega, and if you're joining us, it is Kenya Cup match day 13, the Kenya Cup final between Kabras Sugar, the home side, in the yellow and black strip, against the Menengai Oilers in the yellow and blue. Current scores 7-3 in favor of the upstarts, the first-time finalists, the visitors, Menengai Oilers. They lead by 7 points to 3. Kenya Cup action continuing here at the Bullring in Kakamega.
Play on.
From that line out, the ball is claimed by the Oilers. They set up another platform, just looking to keep it tight as they play in pockets there inside of the Cabras 22. Andrew Odero looking for support. He gets it in the form of Wallace Onyango, certainly proving to be a fulcrum for the Oilers as they continue to drive forward. There is a contest there in the forwards. Remember, the Oilers have in their ranks Richmond Uhuru Baraza, one of the greatest prop forwards who played for Kenya. Played his rugby at Mwamba before making the move to Nakuru. Now part of the coaching staff at the Oilers. It is still the Oilers in possession. That is Shitundo at the back of that maul. The try line is beckoning. The penalty advantage. Well, the scrum down advantage shifts. And it is a penalty to Kabras Sugar. Certainly a get out of jail card. They are absorbing the pressure that is coming through from the Menengai Oilers. Remember, we saw the Oilers give this same kind of dogged, determined performance last weekend in their 24-17 victory over KCB in that semi-final at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. They certainly have shown up this afternoon. They certainly are putting the favorites, Kabras Sugar, on the ropes. Steady Kala with the line out throw. Barry Robinson looking to bring in support, and the support coming through. Kabras finding the floor as they continue to drive forward. Tabeni Dukisa, the kick is big, it is deep. It is causing confusion for the Oilers defenders. Kabras still in possession through Walter Okoth. Walter Okoth hitting the floor. Barry Robinson playing out wide to Jone Kubu. The clever chip from the little magician. The ball continuing to run. That is Derek Ashiundu running into the advertising hoardings and into some of his home fans. We are almost approaching 15 minutes. It is the Oilers leading by 7 points to 3. If you're joining us, this is the Kenya Cup final. It is live on K24 Plus from the Bouldering at the Lions Primary School in Kakamega County.
Stay on the mark. It's fine.
And this is Cabras driving forward. They are seeing the ball. They are sniffing the Menengai Oilers try line. Robinson just keeping it tight there. The Oilers will be looking to disrupt Cabras' rhythm at the breakdown.
No hands.
That is Robinson once again looking to release his players. Cabras are deep in the Oilers 22. They continue to drive forward. That is Walter Okoth. He's carrying it a meter forward. Teddy Akala has been in great form for Cabras this season. The former Western Bulls man has landed 5 tries this season, sitting second on the top try scorers chart in the Kenya Cup. Jone Kubu of Kabras Sugar leading with 6 tries, and then Teddy Akala, Crispin Shitundo all tied on 5 tries, as well as Elkins Musonye from the Western Bulls. From the penalty advantage, Kabras Sugar electing to go for the scrum down.
The last one was too close.
Barry Robinson, former Kenya under-20 international, a current Kenya Simbas international, starting this game ahead of his international counterpart,
No hands on down.
Brian Tanga, who starts from the bench.
Don't go in early. Let's play.
You just heard there Godwin Karuga barking his instructions to both sets of forwards.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
From the scrum feed, it is Cabras retaining that ball. This is Robinson. Who does he bring in? He brings in Walter Okoth. He is tackled by his opposite number, John Okoth. But it's still Cabras with the momentum and the advantage. And the try line barely 3 meters in sight. They continue to drive forward. That's a big and searching run from George Nambua.
It's a penalty. Hands in the run.
The penalty advantage remaining with the men from Kakamega County. 17 minutes played in this Kenya Cup final at the Bouldering in Kakamega County. Remember, the action is live and free on the K24 Plus app. And if you're watching it on the app, tell a friend to tell a friend that there is great rugby action going on. And from that moment there, Cabras thought they had breached the Oilers try line. Yes, they did breach it, but they didn't get a try. Instead, they have a penalty against them. And this is an exit play for the Menengai Oilers. Geoffrey Ominde with that big kick downfield, gaining at least 30 meters and breathing space for the Oilers from Nakuru.
Just give it away. Here's your mark. Blue, give.
And result coming in from Ruaraka, not a result, but current scores in Ruaraka in the third and fourth play of match. Strathmore Leos leading KCB by 14 points to 7. The action continuing here at the bouldering. It is the Oilers securing that ruck. The ball is played to Geoffrey Ominde. Another searching kick from the fly half. Only into the hands of Derek Ashiundu. Jone Kubu will be looking to get Kabras out of jail. Big kick downfield. Doesn't find touch. Instead, he finds Geoffrey Ominde. Ominde returning the favor. Big kick into the Cabras 22. It bounces twice, thrice, 4 times. And then claimed by Barry Robinson. Not the fastest of players, but being a scrum half, he always has something up his sleeve. He hits the floor. Dan Sikuta at scrum half. That's a rare occurrence, as rare as Dan Sikuta kicking for territory. And from that delivery, an infringement, seeing the Oilers gaining a penalty. It is within striking range for Geoffrey Ominde. Is he going to go for goal? Certainly he is. The man is on a perfect kicking run. Remember, he had 8 attempts at goal last weekend in that semi-final win against KCB. He was sure with all 8 attempts. This afternoon, he has already had an attempt at a conversion, which was successful. And can his deft right foot add more points on the board for the Oilers? 20 minutes played. It is the Kenya Cup final of the 2021-2022 season, coming to you live on Kway 24+ from the bouldering in Kakamega. Ominde is sure with the goal attempt. Menengai Oilers stretching the lead here at the bouldering. Oilers 10, Kabras 3, 21 minutes played in the first half. Ladies and gentlemen, are we bracing ourselves for an upset? Do Cabras have a response? Remember, we saw last weekend's game between the Oilers and KCB take a similar tangent. But this afternoon, this is the title at stake. The big question is, will it be Cabras Sugar? Will it be the Oilers running off with the title? That is the moment Geoffrey Ominde extended the lead for the side from Nakuru, coached by former Kenya Sevens international Gibson Weru. And we've done about 22 minutes of play. The teams enjoying this breather that has been called because of a water break. It is the Menengai Oilers leading Cabras Sugar by 10 points to 3. It is the 2021-2022 Kenya Cup final. It is live on K24+ from the bouldering at the Lions Primary School in Kakamega County. And as the teams emerge from that water break, the next 18 or so minutes of the half are going to be critical. Are we going to see a response from Cabras Sugar? They certainly have been muted so far. That halfback combination of Barry Robinson and Ntabeni Dukisa not proving to be effective so far. And we've seen what Cabras can do whenever they move Jone Kubu into the number 10 position. He tends to get a lot of things going. The kick from Dukisa, barely just making the 10. It is claimed by the team from Nakuru, the Oilers. That's a searching run from Belda Dogeta. Going to the floor. Andrew Odero has been a revelation this season. Remember, the Oilers also signed Kenyan international scrum half Samson Onsomu, but he's been ruled out of the last few fixtures through injury. Doesn't matter because the Oilers are still holding their own. That is one of the players who carried them through from the KRU Championship into the Kenya Cup, Davis Nyaundi, with that kick downfield. And this is a man who was the man of the match in the 2016 final, Jone Kubu. A big kick from the fly half. And that is a massive and intelligent kick from Jone Kubu. And this is probably about that right time for the Oilers to start mounting a response. Will they be able to pull it off? The Oilers, one of only 2 teams in the Kenya Cup to play in the yellow shorts. The other being Homeboys RFC, who barely escaped relegation this past season. And our picture there, Teddy Akala, and also the center referee, Godwin Karuga. A stickler for a lot of things, Godwin Karuga, including his shirt being tucked in. And from that line-out throw, wasn't satisfactory. 16 minutes remaining in the half. It will be a scrum down. And the scrum feed for the visiting side, the Menengai Oilers, an opportunity to get out of their 22. Odero to Ominde. He is sure with that kick. It's a big kick. And that is a territory ceded by Kabras Sugar. Ladies and gentlemen, 25 minutes played in the Kenya Cup final. It is the Menengai Oilers leading by 10 points to 3. Remember, in 4 previous fixtures, the Menengai Oilers have played against Kabras Sugar. They have emerged on the wrong side of the scoreline, but we saw them last weekend and an 8-match losing streak against KCB. Big question is, will they be able to pull that off against Kabras Sugar in the grandest of matches in the Kenyan club rugby scene? That is Jone Kubu going into contact. Barry Robinson bringing in Tabeni Dukisa. The pass outfield is claimed by Derek Ashiundu, but Godin Karuga calling for the infringement. It is the penalty advantage with Kabras Sugar. So what do? They elect to go for goal. They will be trusting on the boot of Tabeni Dukisa. This kick is inside the Menengai 10. It will be a big kick. It will be a decisive kick. A kick that could probably change the outcome of the game. The kick from Dukisa is wayward. The scores remaining 10-3. Got confused by the time on the clock. Scores remain 10-3 in favor of. Scores remaining 10-3 in favor of the Menengai Oilers. Davis Nyaundi with that kick downfield claimed by Alfredo Rege. Beats one man, beats a second man, goes to the floor. And what we've seen the Oilers do is certainly disrupt the rhythm of Kabras Sugar. The decisions, though, in the past few minutes have been going against them, but they are still holding their own so far. The scrum down, the feed is to Kabras Sugar. That is Robinson. Pass is decisive there to Derek Ashiundu, finding the floor. Robinson once again. Jinson Musoga beginning to see a lot more of the ball. Dukisa, Akala, Kubu, Sikuta the captain. Probably his first carry of the afternoon. Robinson. They keep it tight once again. That's brilliant play from Kabras Sugar. But they have to make this possession turn into points. A searching run from Dukisa. This is George Nyambua. Carries that ball just into the 22. But massive, massive defense coming through from the Oilers. The scores remaining 10-3. The crowd here at the Bullring in Kakamega is desolate so far. Very partisan crowd. Of course, Kabras Sugar, the hometown team. The traveling fans from the Oilers are far and few between, but also making their voices heard. Geoffrey Ominde with that kick for territory, finding touch.
Not straight. Thank you, Cap.
And there we just heard Godwin Karuga barking his instructions.
Guys, remember the call. Crouch, set, bind, set.
It is a scrum down, scrum feed for the Oilers. Actually for Kabras Sugar, that is Dukisa bringing in his midfield player Bryson Adaka. The ball is lost as he goes down to the floor.
Let's move it here. Let's move it here. Let's move it here. Was knocked forward. You would have had
We can
advantage
see
if you had
Godwin
used the gate
Karuga calling
from the side.
for
Use the
the
gate, you'd have had the advantage.
and
no,
the
Martin
decision.
needs to
The
step back.
decision is a scrum
No
feed
forward,
for the
then no gate.
Menengai Oilers. They certainly are bossing the first half, frustrating Cabras, but they are holding a very well-deserved lead. Credit to Gibson Weru so far for his action and for the way he has managed this side this afternoon. That's another kick downfield.
Blue are ready to pick.
The action continuing this afternoon at the Bullring in Kakamega. If you're joining us, it is match day 13, the Kenya Cup final. Menengai Oilers against Kabras Sugar. Pre-match favorites, but they find themselves trailing. The underdogs leading by 10 points to 3 and certainly making a good account of themselves.
No.
The ball is carried another meter forward.
That's fine. That's fine. It's down, leave it. Come. Stay behind. No. Leave it, leave it.
Latest score from Ruaraka. Strathmore Leos leading KCB by 19 points to 14 in that third place playoff. And as we speak here, it is the Oilers asking a lot more questions. They're inside of the Kabras 22. They have possession. This is Geoffrey Ominde going for goal. The drop goal from Geoffrey Ominde extending the lead to 13-3. Cabras Sugar certainly do have a mountain to climb. Current scores 13-3 here at the Bullring in Kakamega. Are we witnessing an upset? Are we witnessing a total realignment of the Kenyan rugby powerhouse? Menengai Oilers upstarts at the start of the season.
Wait.
That was Geoffrey Ominde.
He stays on. He's changing shoes.
Pinpoint accuracy from
No, stop time.
the little man. He's not little though, he's slender, he's lanky, but stands slightly above 6 feet. Kabras Sugar now leading by 13 points to 3. It is the Kenya Cup final here at the Bullring in Kakamega. It's the finals, Jinx returning to haunt Cabras. It's too early to speak. We still have 6 minutes of the first half to play and all of 40 minutes in the second half. And as we know, in the game of rugby, things do change. That was the moment Geoffrey Ominde extended the lead. The restart from Cabras is contested and then claimed by the Oilers. They will be looking to keep ball, certainly disrupting the rhythm. This is John Okoth, former Nakuru man, Kenyan international, has come through the ranks, has played for the Kenyan under-20s, is one of the favorites of current Simba's coach, Paul Odera. Jone Kubu with the kick. Is he looking for territory? Yes, he is, but doesn't get the desired territory.
How much time? 2 minutes running. We have about 6 actually.
And from that line out, it is Cabras losing possession. The Oilers driving forward. Have Cabras forced the turnover? They looked, no, they haven't. Still, yes, they have forced the turnover. Certainly are driving forward. That is the captain, Dan Sikuta. Barry Robinson, not the best of deliveries. It is claimed by Kevin Wekesa, Kenya Sevens international. Just continuing to drive forward another meter forward. Jinson Musoga, the man who starts at number 8 this afternoon for the Sugarmen. Jone Kubu with a deft touch there, just looking to release his support runners. But the ball is messy and lost. This is Odero claiming the ball. Odero driving forward, rides past one tackle, has a man in support. A second try for the Oilers. It is Davis Nyaundi, 18-3. Ladies and gentlemen, Menengai Oilers are running away with the lead here at the Bullring in Kakamega. Davis Nyaundi going over the try line after that deft touch from the scrum half, Andrew Odero. Are we witnessing an upset happening right here at the Bullring in Kakamega? Too early to speak, but that is the moment. The offload from Odero. Davis Nyaundi barging over the whitewash, taking the scores to 18-3. Kenya Cup match day 13. It is the Kenya Cup final between the Menengai Oilers and Kabras Sugar here at the Bullring in Kakamega. And it is the underdogs leading and certainly making a case for the title. Geoffrey Ominde has been accurate with the boot. Is he going to add more points on the board. Ominde is unsuccessful with that conversion. The scores remaining 18-3, but ladies and gentlemen, this final is certainly making for great television. The underdog leading the favorite, and by a massive margin. That was Odero just playing it through to Davis Nyaundi. He went over the whitewash, barging over for that try. 18-3. If you're joining us, the action is live on K24+. Kenya Cup Match Day 13. It is the Kenya Cup final. Certainly a contest that is being dominated by the Oilers. That ball is out into touch. But remember, Cabras are still in it. Even as we are coming to the close of the first half. It remains tight. It remains difficult.
Here's your mark, gent.
The irony is that last season we did see Kabras Sugar race into a 20-0 lead against KCB. They led 25-5 with about 20 minutes to go, losing that final in sudden death extra time by 28 points to 25. The big question is, can they be able this afternoon to pull off a comeback? They certainly find themselves on the wrong foot. They certainly find themselves trailing by 15 points. But they still have all of 41 minutes to play. They continue to drive forward rather patiently. Barry Robinson, Jinson Musoga. They're just looking to breach the Oilers 22. Searching run there from Bryson Adaka. The offload to Walter Okoth. Up against many players he is familiar with from the Nakuru age grade system. This is big, massive rugby that is exciting the crowd here at the Bullring in Kakamega. The penalty advantage is with the home side, Kabras Sugar. An opportunity perhaps for them to get points on the board. What will they do? Do they elect for the scrum down? Do they look for territory? Or do they go for goal?
There's the mark, gent. This way he's fixing his boots. All right, let's play on. Let's play. Guys, just remember the
It will be a scrum down inside of the Cabras, actually inside of the Oilers 22. It is a scrum feed for the Sugarmen. That is Barry Robinson with the scrum feed. Godwin Karuga just ensuring that Oilers are back to the requisite 10. Jone Kubu with the searching run. Does he breach the whitewash? The crowd is excited. Has the referee called it? The try has been awarded. Let's just catch that on the replay to confirm the try scorer. Current scores 18-8. Cabras pulling one back just before halftime. But if we can catch the replay, we probably will be able to see who scored that try. That was Jone Kubu with the searching run. And actually Jone Kubu going over for his 7th try of the season. He is certainly at this point running away with the top try scorer's accolade. That is the last play of the half. It is halftime here at the Bullring in Kakamega, and what a score! It is the upstarts from Nakuru. Menengai Oilers leading by 18 points to 8.
People don't think 40 minutes is over.
Confirmation.
It just flew. Actually, it's 45, 46. I'm enjoying.
Just a confirmation, the conversion was successful. We are heading into the halftime break. It is an exciting final. Current scores 18-10 in favor of the upstarts from Nakuru, the Menengai Oilers. We will catch you on the other side of halftime.
The scoreline is 18-10 at first time in favor of Menengai Oilers. First time finalists here at the Kenya Cup Rugby Tournament finals here at the Bull Ring, Kakamega, with captain, Menengai Oilers captain Geoffrey Ominde converting twice, and of course our Oilers are scoring 2 tries, and also Ominde scoring a dread ball and definitely giving the Oilers side, this side a lead going to halftime. What a first half we've had here at the Bull Ring.
Hey, let me tell you, this is one of the best finals I'm watching. Oilers have stepped up. They are into game properly. They knew what they were going to do, and they expected this kind of a game from Cabras. They are not allowing Cabras to play their game, and that is the issue. The problem with Cabras now, for me, is that they're doing things like the way Malik was saying, like a robot. It's a different game. If Oilers are not allowing you to play your game, you have to do something different. You have to don't just insist on the scrumming. You can try to kick like others, like our Oilers are doing, because they're not allowing Cabras to play their game. And if it continues like this, it will be so hard for them to come back.
Definitely going to be very hard for Cabras to come side, but they're still in the game. They have time, and of course on their side to come back better in the second half. But looking at the first half, the game plan, Oilers' game plan, is almost the same game plan they had against KCB.
Let me tell you, that try that has been scored by Kubo towards the end of the first half, I mean, it has gotten these guys back to the game.
Yeah.
If we went to halftime with that scoreboard 18-3, I couldn't see any way back for Cabras back. Look at this now, like now they are scrumming now. That was the try now from Oilers. I think the first try, the second try from Nyaundi towards the corner flag. Cabras are trying to match Menengai Oilers the way they are going, but I do think they need to be more creative going forward. They need to be more creative going to the second half.
Yeah.
If like Oilers, they're not allowing Cabras to play their game. They're not obviously allowing the Cabras backs to play to make up their game.
Yeah.
Look at Oilers, they're kicking like the way they used to kick last weekend when they played KCB. Ominde has been perfect.
Yeah.
He scored a penalty, he converted a try, a drop goal, I think, towards the 30th minute. Every chance you have for Oilers, they're going for the points. Cabras, I think they're insisting to go for the tries for 5 points. I mean, for me, it's a final. If you get a chance to go for 3, go for the 3. These 3s, like we saw in the World Cup final in 2015, 3, another 2, another 3, they make 20, 30, and that's how you win the rugby game. It's those small numbers in the final. I mean, you don't have to be perfect in the final. You just need to take your chances. That's how you
just have to be more effective. And looking at this side, Menengai side, they've been very effective from start. They started really quick, and the first 15 minutes of the game was played on the Kabras side. They were defending the first 14-15 minutes, and then they tried. They took charge early, and then also the Cabras side tried to come back and attack. But also the Oilers' defense has been really solid. They defended like toys. They almost gave out to Cabras, but they really locked that defense and made sure that Cabras were not going to score at that specific time, especially in the 18th and 20th minute.
Yeah, Oilers took the game, control of the game from the first minute, from the word go. And you can see they've been forcing Cabras to make those like small mistakes, knock-ons, and there was a really good kick, I think, from the number 10 towards this side where we were seated, and Cabras couldn't really hold the ball, and that's why I think Nyaundi scored the second try for Cabras to make it 18-3. So for Cabras, they need to go away from the, like Malik was saying, from being a robot, be creative in the second half, and go for those 3s, go for the points, go for everything now, because they need to take back like at least a try for them to get things going. But if they're going to play, they're trying to match the way they were matching the first half, I think Oilers will run now with it.
And talking about the players, Oilers, of course, Ominda has really stood out in the first half. But talking about this Cabras side, do you feel any player has really stood out or lived up to the expectations? Because John Kubu has saved them twice.
John Kubu is a big match player. I mean, we've seen him coming through, although he made a mistake that I think gave away the second try. But he's one of those players that, I mean, we've not seen a lot of Cabras players because they have not been allowed to play their game in the first half. And that's why you could say, like Kubu, those 2 or 3 moments, that's why we have seen him. But in the second half, they need to play their game so that you can be able now to see, like you're saying, Cabras sugar players.
You talk about Cabras playing their game, becoming more creative in the second half. How do they do that exactly against this Oilers side that's also really pushing them?
If you look at like Menengai Oilers, they're playing their kicking game here right now.
Yeah.
Every chance they have, Omid is kicking. Every chance Omid is kicking. They're not allowing Cabras to do that. Cabras on the other side now, they need to stop going. This coming every time is not going to help them right now. Go for your points, kick your game here. You're 10 and you're 15. They're very good kickers here.
And for Oilers, really, how do they make sure they don't lose this lead and end up maybe adding more points and winning the first ever Kenya Cup title? Because there's still a chance for Cabras to come back here. I mean, you talk about last year's final, 20-0 down lead for Cabras, and then KCB comes 20-0 down and then takes the lead and ends up claiming or winning the Kenya Cup title. There's still a very good chance for Cabras to win it this time around also again. But how do Oilers prevent that and ensure that they maintain the lead up to the last minute?
I think it's an open game. You can see it's a one-try game right now, 18-8. That's only
18-10. 18-10. The last conversion was successful.
Yeah, exactly, 18-10. That's one try, probably a penalty. I think it's about maintaining the intensity of this game, and probably they can go all the way.
Yeah. And talking about these two sides, they've been really offensive. You talk about Oilers, they've been offensive on their side, going all through, ensuring they get points to give them a lead and maybe end up winning this match and winning the first ever of this much coveted trophy, the Kenya Cup Rugby Tournament or Championships trophy. But also for Cabras, they're still so much into this. It's just 8 points difference. They play really well. They play the game that we used to see them play, especially in the regular season. They definitely have a good chance of coming back and maybe cutting the lead, taking the lead and winning this. It's the second half of this final. We take it now to our commentary booth. Mike Kwambo, take it away.
And is live on K24 Plus from the Bull Ring. We've just heard that excellent analysis from Kelvin Kimadi and Eric Njiru, just giving their thoughts about the way the first half has been played and what needs to be done in the second half. Remember the action Irulanga live, Mu K24 Plus from the Bull Ring in Kakamega. This is the Kenya Cup Final, match day 13. Remember, all match days have been live on K24 and K24 Plus. And this is the championship decider. We still have the Enterprise Cup coming up from next weekend, running until the 9th of April. After that, we do have the Bartes Cup from the 9th to the 17th of April. And then after a few weeks break, we will go into the National 7th Circuit, being held in the months of May and June. And at the bottom of your screens there, we can see the Cabras lineups. That is Geoffrey Ominde with a big kick downfield. Jone Kubu starting this game at fullback for Kabras Sugar. Will be looking for territory. Instead, he kicks it away. Ball is kept alive by the Oilers. Certainly making a nuisance of themselves. Timothy Okwemba is on as a second half replacement. And the penalty advantage is with the Oilers. Remember, they do have a trusted right boot in the form of Geoffrey Ominde. Is he going to go for goal or look for territory? They do have a man on the floor, but certainly they are bossing the proceedings this afternoon so far. Godwin Karuga just calling for the decision to be made and confirming it. It will be Geoffrey Ominde's deft right boot looking for goal. This is Geoffrey Ominde going for goal. I know that 81 players have been called up to the Kenyan national team, the Simbas. Make this man the 82nd call-up. Certainly has delivered with the boot over the past few weeks. Another sure kick from Geoffrey Ominde. 21-10 here at the Bullring. Are we seeing an upset in the Kenya Cup final? Things certainly not working out for Kabras Sugar. They do have a man on the floor. It is their fly half, Ntabeni Dukisa. He is on the floor. Looks to have been knocked out cold, but he is receiving treatment there.
Is he gonna play on? Is it the heat? Okay.
Certainly not a figure of comfort there from Ntabeni Dukisa. Deep inside the 22 of his team's half. On the floor.
You're not concussed.
Let's just catch a glimpse of some of the fans here at the Bullring in Kakamega. Thank you, Mr. Director, for these shots. Certainly bringing smiles on the faces of the neutrals. But if you're a Cabras fan, you are probably looking at how your team will be able to recover 12 points. the consolation is that there's still 35 minutes to play. The big question is, will they be able to overturn that deficit? The restart from Jone Kubu is claimed once again by the Oilers. That's Odero. Geoffrey Ominde has certainly put daylight between the Menengai Oilers and Kabras Sugar. They lead by 11 points, but remember, there is so much that can happen in the next 35 or so minutes. Will it be the Oilers holding on for the lead, or are we going to see Kabras Sugar stage a comeback? Remember when these two sides met in the Kenya Cup on the 29th of January, that game at the Nakuru showground ended 32-17 to Kabras Sugar. Kabras Sugar have won all 4 previous Kenya Cup fixtures against the Oilers. But we also saw last weekend the Oilers ending their 8-match losing streak against KCB. This would be a perfect time to end a losing streak against Kabras Sugar. They've made replacements in the halfbacks. Brian Tanga is on for Barry Robinson, and Brian Tanga certainly bringing a lot of urgency. Jone Kubu slotting into fly half. A big run there. The ball is carried forward by Jinson Musoga. This is looking a lot more electric from Cabras. Remember, 1 converted try and they are within striking range. All of 34 minutes to play. The penalty advantage is with the home side, Kabras Sugar. The urgency is also beginning to show.
You got to be on your feet. You can't dive over. Yes. Fugalis. Watch out, Fugalis. It placement. Guys, remember first scrum of the half. Remember, it's crouch, bind the ear to ear, then set. Let's remember that call.
Just a confirmation of the scores. It is 21-8 and not 21-10. That conversion that we thought had gone in, just got a confirmation, didn't. And so it is the Menengai Oilers with a 13-point lead over Kabras Sugar. But Kabras Sugar asking a lot of questions. That ball is picked up from the base of the scrum by George Nyambua. They certainly are putting the Oilers under pressure. This is promising from the home side, Cabras. They need to get points on the board. They need to get those points quick and fast. Tanga just keeping it tight. Do they go over the whitewash? They do. Well, no, they do go over the whitewash, but no try. Godwin Karuga was at the scene. The penalty advantage remaining with the Sugarmen, the home side from Kakamega.
Stay down.
.32 minutes remain here at the Bullring in Kakamega.
There seems to be too many injuries.
The crowd continuing to build up here at the Bullring in Kakamega.
Yes, that's the issue. Yeah. I'll watch that. Chukweni radio basi. Is he? He's good? Yeah, you know he was lying on his face. It was a bit dangerous. It's a hit. Okay, we're good to play on? Yeah. Where's the ball? Yeah, it's a drop.
Godwin Karuga, the man in charge of this Kenya Cup final.
In charge over the 5, eh?
Just making sure that everything is in order, and from that attacking play, it is now the Menengai Oilers looking to exit their 22. They have been clinical in the knockout stage of the Kenya Cup. We saw them last week failing to score a try against KCB, but striking home 8 penalties. That ball is claimed by Jone Kubu, bringing in Alfred Orege, the man they call Seremana or Carpenter, because he gives people stools, and if you're in the rugby circles, you definitely know what a stool is. This is Brian Tanga. Jinson Musoga carries that ball just into the Oilers 22. Tanga again. Tanga has come in with a lot of urgency. Cabras are chasing the clock, not only the scoreboard. They have all of 30 minutes to do so.
Another advantage.
The Oilers continuing to lead by 21 points to 8. Tanga bringing in Brian Juma. Big run from the lock. Tanga again at the heart of everything Cabras are doing. Teddy Akala slicing run there. Teddy Akala goes over the whitewash. 21-13 with a conversion to come. That is the 6th try of the season for the former Western Bulls man, Teddy Akala. There is all to play for in the remaining 30 minutes. That was a big run. Zone Kubu is sure with the conversion. 21-15, everything to play for. Kabras Sugar are within a converted try of taking the lead. They certainly have possession. They certainly have the momentum. They certainly have the territory. Do they have time on their hands? That is a big question. And that was the moment. Brian Tanga releasing Teddy Akala. Teddy Akala knows one way, and that way is to the try line. His play very reminiscent of Vincent Ongera, who 10 or so years ago emerged as top try scorer. Scrum down in the middle of the park. The crowd here is electric at the bull ring in Kakamega.
Game on. Endelea. There's a sub. Guys, remember the call. Don't go in early.
This is Godwin Karuga with ensuring the scrum feed is on. Brian Tanga has certainly been a change in the second half. Jinson Musoga as well beginning to be a lot more lively. Brian Tanga sniping at the base certainly has been a game changer, and also the inclusion of Jone Kubu moving from fullback to fly half certainly just upping the ante. Ephraim Odor, former Kakamega High School student, also played his rugby at Laser Hill Academy. That's the captain. Dan Sikuta has been a quiet figure so far, driving forward. And from the call by the referee, we can hear the crowd here yelling for points, but Jone Kubu looking for territory. Cabras certainly backing themselves in the forwards. They will be looking to retain possession from the line out. And they certainly do have everything working for them after a slow first half. Jone Kubu hands on knees. Remember, he was player of the final in the 2016 Kenya Cup final that Cabras won when they defeated Impala by 22 points to 5.
Time that engagement. Just time it. Uko sawa sawa, cheza. Hatusimamisha tena. Tutacheza hivyo. Straight, not feeding. Want it straight. It will be on your side, but no feeding. Straight. Coach! going. Set.
This is Andrew Odero with the scrum feed. The Menengai Oilers have been on the ropes for the past 13 or so minutes. Ever since that penalty by Geoffrey Ominde, Kabras Sugar upped the ante, getting that try through Teddy Akala, his 6th try of the season. Remember Jone Kubu leading the try scoring chart with 7 tries. Teddy Akala is second on 6 tries. Then we have Crispin Shitundo and Elkins Musonye on 5 tries.
Black, step away. Thank you. That's no, you stay. Don't move. Stay on the mark. No, you don't move. You're the one who's messing it up. Stay on the mark. You move, he keeps moving. So you stay.
Godwin Karuga just laying down the law before this scrum. Actually, before this line out. Not the best of throws by the Menengai Oilers hooker.
There's no offside.
That's another kick downfield. Davis Nyaundi and Geoffrey Ominde scrambling to find possession. The ball is into the end goal area. Davis Nyaundi with the kick out to touch. Well, it has been an interesting 15 minutes. Cabras within touching distance. The beauties here obviously following the proceedings. Passionate as they look to confirm which team is going to win. Will it be Kabras Sugar? Now picture there the man in shirt number 17. He's a DJ during the daytime, which is ironic because most DJs work at night. But anyway, this is Hilary Mwanjilwa at the back of this line-out throw. Former Kenya international. Long-serving player for both Western Bulls and Cabras. The ball, there was a bit of a fumble. Now this is Dan Sikuta, Walter Okoth. That was his opposite number, John Okoth, just throwing himself into the tackle. Cabras with the momentum, with the advantage. Godwin Karuga laying down the law.
No, I'm just worried about him. No. Guys, relax. It's gonna be a scrum. Just get away. Safety first. No, he's not fine. No, it's just a scrum, guys. Just wait, he's going to be attended. What's a rush? We'll stop the time. Yes. He's just got a bad hit. Stayed down a bit, staggered a bit. So he should fine. He staggered a bit. Just make sure he's fine. No, he staggered a bit. Every breakdown anatoa maji. Ngoja uone Victor, hiyo ndio kazi yake leo.
Dan Sikuta and Godwin Karuga just having a laugh there. It's great to see the match official and the captain, just exchanging a bit of friendly banter.
Let's have the water break. Water break. Let's have a water break because
Well, the crowd here at the Bullring at the Lions Primary School in Kakamega certainly has been electric. Certainly making the rugby atmosphere worthwhile.
he went down. Yeah.
Definitely the fans getting their money's worth. Remember the entry charges 300 shillings. Yeah, picture there. Some of the sights and sounds here at the RFA ground. To the left of our screen there for a minute we saw Wamboi Mumbi, works with the Kenya Rugby Union. Now picture there, Constant Cap, Victor Odwor, Godwin Karuga, Collins Maina and Moses Nungu. It is animated here. And it is great to see the growth of sport. It is great to see the fans turning out all and sundry in their shades, in their best wear, making sure the Kenya Cup final is something memorable. And so far, so good. Remember, the scores remain 21-15 in favor of the Menengai Oilers. If you're not in Kakamega, well, here are some sights and sounds from Kakamega. You can be here in June during the National Sevens Circuit. The Kakamega Sevens will be held in June. Definitely an opportunity for everybody here to not only enjoy the rugby, but additionally catch up. Remember, sport in the country had been derailed for the better part of 2 years in 2020 and 2021 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But also yesterday we did hear that declaration from the state about the easing, the further easing of restrictions against COVID-19. The action continuing here. It will be a scrum down and a scrum feed for it will be a scrum feed for Kabras Sugar. Remember, they have enjoyed the better part of this half. Brian Tanga certainly has been a live wire. Dukisa looking much better. This is Alfredo Rege, searching run from the winger. He is being shepherded out into touch, but does well to find the floor and keep the ball alive. Tanga once again looking to release his captain, Dan Sikuta, as they just breach the Oilers 22. It is frantic, it is frenetic. Tanga once again. Dukisa. This is good movement of the ball. Walter Okoth. That pass looks to have traveled forward. Is Godwin Karuga going to call it? No. He is going to call the initial infringement. Advantage remains with Kabras Sugar. Zone Kubu beginning to see a lot more of the ball. Well, not in our screens, but within earshot, we can hear the vibration of the Scooty drums. And maybe if our director can get those shots later on, it will be great. It is a line-out throw in very prime real estate for Kabras Sugar. Teddy Akala has already scored a try to cut the deficit to 6 points. The Oilers keeping that one alive. That was Brian Sine. The kick downfield is only into the waiting arms of Alfredo Rege. The show and go, then he gets into contact, avails the ball to Jone Kubu, the magician. This is looking promising from the Sugarmen. They continue to drive forward. Dukisa seeing a lot more possession. Tanga, George Nambua, Jinson Musoga, the try line in sight, and that is a score under the sticks. 21-20 with the conversion to come. We are bracing ourselves for a very exciting final 20 minutes. What a response from Cabras. Cabras are certainly bossing the proceedings here. They are certainly looking to lift a second Kenya Cup title, and they are certainly in the right frame of mind. That was a brilliant play, eventually finished off by Jinson Musoga. He went over the whitewash. The conversion is straightforward. The fans are recording the moments here. Zone Kubu. This is a big conversion from the little man. If he drills it between the sticks, we see Kabras Sugar go in the lead for the first time in this game. And joining me for a minute, Eric Njiru, your take of the 20 minutes in the second half.
I mean, Kabras Sugar, they have made the second half, they had to come back to the game. The first half was really hard for them. Menengai Oilers were taking them on, but now the second half, I think the intensity, they have taken it up, and now that's the way to turn up in the final, and like the last 4 finals we've seen them.
Indeed, and as we speak, the conversion is sure from Jone Kubu. We are certainly bracing ourselves for very exciting 20 minutes here at the Bullring in Kakamega. And that was the moment Nyambua releasing Jinson Musoga. Musoga knew one way. That way was over the whitewash. He grounded that ball. Jone Kubu was sure with the conversion. The tide has certainly turned. It has been a tale of two halves. It is Kabras Sugar dominating the proceedings. Obviously taking lessons from last season's final when they led by 20 points to 5 only to lose 28-25. Is it redemption time for the Sugarmen? For the Oilers, they certainly are putting up a fight, but certainly have not shown up for the last 20 or so minutes. A lot more changes in the front row for Kabras Sugar. Eugene Sifuna, an alumnus of the Kakamega High School, replacing Teddy Akala in the front row. He will slot in at hooker. And that completes a total change in the front row for Kabras Sugar. They started with Mugerwa, Odero and Akala, but will finish this game with Sifuna, Mwanjilwa and Odor. Brian Tanga, another replacement, certainly has been a live wire, certainly has taken Cabras a level higher, sniping at the base there. Jone Kubu attempting the chip but does well to reclaim possession. And everything is working for the home side, Kabras Sugar. It is certainly looking like the final they desired it to be. They have all of 18 minutes to hold on to this lead or to extend it. And from the way things are looking, they are capable of running away with the title. They are looking for a first Kenya Cup title since 2016 when they defeated Impala 22-5 in that final at the Impala Club. Kabras will be going for goal. Jone Kubu on Tabeni Dukisa, two of their preferred kickers, but it is the little magician Jone Kubu going for goal, looking to pull a Geoffrey Ominde. No pun intended. Latest score from Ruaraka, KCB leading Strathmore by 42 points to 21 in the third place playoff. Jone Kubu with an opportunity to extend the lead for Cabras before their very partisan, very passionate home crowd. That's a big kick from the Kenya International, fly up between the sticks. Takes the scores to 25-21. Cabras Sugar beginning to build a buffer as 17 minutes remain here at the Bullring. Will it be Kabras Sugar, the Menengai Oilers? But certainly from the proceedings over the past 23 minutes, Kabras Sugar looking the better side. Will they be able to run away with the title? Another kick downfield. The Oilers seemingly unable to respond, but this is a slicing run from House Davis Nyaundi, Andrew Odero. This is the Oilers once again. That's a big run from Timothy Okwemba. Has been capped by the Kenya Under-20s and the Simbas. The passionate fans here in Kakamega making it good for TV. And if you're missing out, I'm telling you, don't worry, the game is live on K24+. Chance of Cabras ringing around the Bullring. And that is a Stanley Isogol, former Kenya Under-20 international. in for the second half. Actually, that was Kevin Mokoyani. And the penalty count against the Oilers is rising and rising out of the roof. Another attempt at goal. Another opportunity for Jone Kubu to get his deft right boot into action. Jone Kubu will take all the time in the world. Kabras Sugar certainly dominating the proceedings in the second half. This has definitely been a game, a tale of two halves. Jone Kubu, Kenyan international, Fijian by birth, but Kenyan by representation. And since he slotted into the number 10 role, Kabras, yes, we've said it on live TV, been unable to get the R going. The kick from Jone Kubu is sure. 28-21, Cabras extending the lead here at the Bull Ring in Kakamega. Jone Kubu showing up with that big penalty kick. The Menengai Oilers at this point in time need a converted try to tie the game. But they're not seeing the ball, they're not seeing territory, they're not seeing possession. They are on the wrong side of the score after racing into a big lead. At some point they led by 21 points to 8. We're heading into the final 10 or so minutes. And remember, Kabras Sugar lost the 2021 Kenya Cup final to KCB, a game that was live on K24, a game that they led by 20 points to 5, a game that they lost 28-25 in sudden death extra time. Is this redemption time for them? Certainly looking like it. And this is the first meaningful whiff of possession for the Oilers. Godwin Karuga manning the proceedings. Cabras throwing all their shoulders in. Odero, the quick tap from the penalty as Godwin Karuga was playing the advantage. Timothy Okwemba, second half replacement for Austin Sikutwa. One of the big time players for the Oilers, was part of the Kenya under-20s that won the Bartez Cup in 2019. Has been capped 3 times by the Kenya Simbas, which is the Kenya senior men's 15s national team. Has been struggling with the injury, but after missing last weekend's semi-final, Gibson Weru has seen it fit to include him in the matchday squad, and indeed he has come on for Austin Sikutwa. He is also proficient with the boot. But the big question right now is, can the Oilers mount a response, or do we see Cabras running away with the lead and eventually the title? Remember, the action is live on K24 Plus from the Bull Ring at the Lions Primary School in Kakamega County. If you're joining us, this is Kenya Cup Match Day 13. It is the Kenya Cup final. Kabras Sugar in the yellow and black against the Menengai Oilers in the yellow and blue. This is looking promising from the Oilers. First meaningful whiff of possession, as we said earlier on. They have been made to work in the second half. They're seeing a lot more of the ball right now. Remember, converted try ties this game and probably sends it into sudden death extra time. But that is being presumptuous. Let us focus on matters on the field of play. Odero carrying that ball forward. That was the man in shirt number 18 for the Oilers, Desterius Ifeda. Tabeni Dukisa just looking to force the turnover. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya Cup finals over the past few seasons have been tight. They have been great contests. They have been on TV, and this one is certainly living up to the billing. I think the last time we saw a one-sided Kenya Cup final must have been way back in 2013 when we saw the Strathmore Leos lose to Top Pride Nakuru by 39 points to 3. Ever since, the finals have been quality. Nothing against that final from 2013. And joining me, Alex Agalo, Forwards coach at Impala Saracens. Your take on the game and what do you think can happen in the last 7 or so minutes?
Cabras have actually managed their game well. So I feel they can actually maintain the lead, if not actually add on the points that they have.
And the Oilers, what do you think they have to do in this final 10 or so minutes?
They have to keep their calm, but their maturity, not necessarily maturity, the experience that they lack playing finals is showing up right now.
Well, thank you so much for your insights. We will catch up after the game. Play continues here. It is the Oilers going in search of that ball over the try line. They have the ascendancy. Kabras are defending well. They have forced the infringement so far. The referee is playing the advantage, and that is an exit play from Dan Sikuta. He obviously does not have kicking skills, but he can carry that ball out of the 22, doing his best at that particular moment. Brian Tanga. Remember, Kabras are going after their second title. They won their first title in 2016 with a 22-5 win. This is Davis Nyaundi, just looking to beat his defenders, but a tad too ambitious, eventually finding the floor. As we said earlier, Cabras Sugar going in search of their second title. They are 7 points in the lead and 8 minutes away from that second title. But this is Shitundo bringing in Okwemba, beats one man. Okwemba looking for the try line. Okwemba goes over the whitewash. 28-26 with a conversion to come. Are we setting ourselves up for a grand finale here at the Bull Ring in Kakamega? Wow. The never say die spirit from the Menengai Oilers certainly has to be applauded. It has been a great game of rugby so far, and it's great to see that applause from Derek Ashiundu, his opposite wing. This was the moment. Shitundo held on to that ball, knew he had a man in support. This was Timothy Okwemba shading Dan Sikuta for speed, as well as George Nyambua going over the whitewash, bringing the scores to 28-26. A big kick for Geoffrey Ominda. If he gets it between the sticks, it will be all square with about 6 minutes to play here at the Bull Ring in Kakamega. Geoffrey Ominde between the sticks. It is all square heading into the final 7 minutes of the game. 28-28. Everything to play for in this Kenya Cup final at the Bull Ring in Kakamega. Will it be Kabras Sugar? Will it be the Oilers running away with the title? At the moment, Geoffrey Ominde proficient with his boot, drilling it between the sticks. Current scores 28-28. And remember, if Menengai Oilers are able to pull off the win, it will be their first ever Kenya Cup title. Penalty advantage, however, is with Kabras Sugar, who are looking for their second Kenya Cup title. They have drawn a penalty off of that infringement by the Oilers. I think it's rather straightforward that Jone Kubu is going to kick for goal. That's what you do in these kind of games, and definitely we can see the body language both from the referee and from Kubu. Jone Kubu tasked with the kicking duties. A big kick from the little magician. A kick that could probably determine the outcome of this game. Current scores from Ruaraka: KCB 52, Strathmore 21 in the third place playoff. But that doesn't matter because this is the game that matters. The winner of this game will be crowned the champions of the Kenya Cup in the 2021-2022 season. Jone Kubu with the opportunity to give Kabras the lead once again. A big kick from the little magician between the sticks. 31-28. 5 minutes remaining here at the Bullring. Five minutes to play. Game management is important for both teams, but this was a figure of collectedness from Jone Kubu. The Cabras fans just breaking out into dance once again. I'm telling you, the atmosphere here in Kakamega is electric and definitely setting the stage for a lot more. We do have the National 7th Circuit coming up in the months of May and June. We do have the Barthez Cup as well coming up in the month of April, and from next week we do have the Enterprise Cup running until the 9th of April. Great rugby action, and with the restrictions against COVID-19 being lifted, certainly an opportunity for you fans who are watching on TV, on the app, to show up at the grounds and get a feel of this electric atmosphere. Remember, the Enterprise Cup will also be live on K24. A lot more rugby action over the next few months. So you have to keep it locked. You have to download that app, as well as show up at the stadium. Godwin Karuga, the man in charge of this match. 3 minutes to play. 3 minutes remaining here. It remains finely poised, but it is Cabras in the ascendancy. Jone Kubu. The kick downfield. The chase is on, but he finds a touch. Well, he doesn't. The exit play from the Oilers wasn't the best. Remember, as Alex Agalo said earlier on, that big game temperament is the difference between the Oilers and Kabras Sugar. The Menengai Oilers playing in the first ever Kenya Cup final and making no fools of themselves in this final. Certainly have acquitted themselves very well. Certainly looking like a team to watch over the next few seasons. Only promoted into the Kenya Cup at the start of the 18-19 season. And certainly making waves. Theirs has been a progressive build-up. And the ball is claimed there by well, actually, that is Eugene Sifuna, Kenyan international front row. Brian Tanga bringing in the captain, Dan Sikuta. Sikuta driving forward. 2 minutes remaining here. Cabras on the cusp of their second Kenya Cup title. The Oilers hanging on. The advantage is with Cabras. They are driving forward. They're playing with a lot of urgency. They win a penalty, they go for goal.
No, for real. It's just dehydration. Guys, a penalty! Penalty! Stay still!
And the penalty kick is successful from Jone Kubu. Current scores. Well, that was presumptuous. Yes, it is successful. Current scores 34-28. So current scores 34-28. It is Kabras Sugar running away with the Kenya Cup title. Precious little is left at the bull ring in Kakamega. Precious little remaining here. It is the Oilers trailing Cabras by 34 points to 28. It has been an exciting Kenya Cup final. Definitely has made for great TV as well. And from the line out, Oilers losing that ball. This is Kubu bringing in George Nyambua, just fending off one man. Walter Okoth, Felix Ayange, an alumnus of the Kakamega High School, also played his rugby at the Strathmore Leos and Kenya Harlequin before finding his home here at the Kabras Sugar Rugby Football Club. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the full-time score. Kabras Sugar are champions of Kenya once again. It has been 6 years of waiting. It has been several successive losses in the final, but this afternoon, Kabras Sugar are the champions of Kenya. 34-28, the full-time score. They win the Kenya Cup against a very plucky, a very resilient Menengai Oilers side. Kudos to Kabras Sugar. They have certainly wanted this title. They have shown they have the pedigree, and they are the champions. A confirmation of the full-time score. Kabras Sugar 34, Menengai Oilers 28. That is the full-time score here at the Bull Ring in Kakamega. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Kenya Cup champion. That champion is none other than the side from Kakamega, Kabras Sugar RFC.
the jubilations and celebrations of the Kabras RFC fans who are out here at the Bull Ring celebrating the second title of the Kenya Cup tournament. This is after coming from behind in the second half and beating Oilers to claim their second ever title of this Kenya Cup rugby tournament, with the fans invading the pitch already, celebrating with the players and cheering them on, and of course glorifying all the players, especially John Kubu, who has been very instrumental for this Cabras side. What a second half we've really had here at the Bull Ring. The fans who are on their side from the start, they are all Cabras RFC Sugar fans here, and of course they were here with the sugar cans and everything, cheering the team. Go, 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 you have to win this, because this was their 5th consecutive Kenya Cup final. They haven't won it for the 4th time. They were here consecutively against KCB, but now finally this team wins their second ever Kenya Cup title. The first title they won 2016 when they beat Impala Saracens in the finals, and now they win it against Oilers. Yes, it's not against KCB, but the glory tastes the same. It's the Kenya Cup trophy, Eric.
What a performance, what a second half performance from Kabras Sugar. Listen man, that is how you perform, that is how you play in the final.
Yeah.
Last season they lost to KCB, the other season to KCBC, but that great in the second half. We have seen man of the match performance again from John Kubu, like in 2016, and they have won it. I mean, it was a close one, really close one. I mean, the converted team on the Kwemba side, just on our side here, to take it to 28-28, but that calmness and the reply, the response from Kabras Sugar to give obviously the boys the lead back. I think back-to-back penalties from John Kubu. That is what you need, that grit and composure from a man like John Kubu to make sure you win the final, because Oilers were taking the game back. But I can see the second half was a really, really good performance from Kabras, and they deserve to win. They've had a fantastic run throughout the season, throughout the other seasons, and this season. Congratulations to them.
The final scoreline 34-28, and of course Cabras winning it. The scoreline in favor of Cabras. Remember, Cabras have only lost a single match this season, especially regular season. They played against KCB. It's the only match of this season that they lost going to the playoffs, and now they come here and win it. But looking at the scoreline 34-28, there's a time it was 28-28. You have to give it to Oilers, their first ever appearance in the finals. They gave their all. The first half they played really well, outplayed Cabras, but lost concentration in the second half. Gave it to Cabras, almost came back again and grabbed the match from Cabras' hands. But at the end of the day, the experience and composure of John Kubu and this Cabras side.
I mean, bold performance from Menengai Oilers. It's the first time in the final. Obviously the young lads, most of them, but we've seen good performance the first half. They started well. I do think that experience in the final, that is what has cost them, because they were not able to contain the game properly. On the other side, they're playing a really good side, we can say. They lost to one of the best sides in the country. I mean, apart from KCB, I don't see any other team better than Cabras. So I can say this performance from Menengai Oilers should be a motivation to them, and going forward, knowing that they can as well come back next season, because we've seen the traditional sides, the likes of Impala, Mwamba, Homeboys, Queens, Nondis have been relegated, but they're not in the bracket of winning the trophies right now. It's now between, I think, Cabras, Menengai Oilers and KCB. They should be motivated to come back again next season and go there to the final. They were very, very, very close. They were very close. Just a few minutes they would have won this game, but I do think the experience of Cabras and that losing so many finals, it has come to help Cabras, and obviously it cost them Menengai. But I do think they will feel bad, obviously they lost, but it's a learning curve for them. They're young lads.
Definitely they put up a proper show in their first appearance of this Kenya Cup final, and all the fans, and even had Cabras worrying, especially in the first half and also the second half. You have to give it to their captain, Fantastic Ominde. His kicking accuracy out of this world. He carried over the team through all the way to these finals against KCB. He came here today, he showed up, he showed out, he gave out his best, and definitely you have to congratulate him for doing what he has done, doing what he knows how to do best.
Yeah, I mean, Ominde has been in the Kenya Cup for quite a while right now, playing for top friend Nakuru. We've seen him in the Kenya Cup when Nakuru are really good side. Probably right now they're not having the best of the best seasons, but they're still in the league like Nondis and Queens. But Nondis and Impala, I beg your pardon. But look, they performed well in the first half, but the game is 8 minutes. I do think the grit and being able to stay in the game throughout the game their kicking game, like you've said, Ominde, like we saw last weekend when they were playing KCB, he scored, I think, 8 penalties, all of them inside. And I do think he brought his A game again right here. But I do think Kubu also in the second half was really fantastic, leading the team like he did in 2016 when they beat Impala Saracens in Nairobi. For me, congratulations to Kabras. It was coming, they've lost many finals, and now it's finally here. And it's really good that they have won it at home here in Kakamega. There are very many fans, like we've seen, very many guys from Kakamega, they have come to see and enjoy their team.
And of course, a great atmosphere here at the Bull Ring Stadium here in Kakamega County. The fans came out in huge numbers to support their team. They're now celebrating their second ever title of this Kenya Cup tournament. Remember, it's the first time we're actually having rugby fans allowed back to the stadium full force, especially in the Kenya Cup final. The Nandi Bears final last year, no fans were allowed into the stadium, but this time round they showed up in huge numbers to cheer their team and also to glory and celebrate the win. And now they're enjoying it. They are definitely celebration as we get to the presentation of the trophy to the champions, the 2021-2022 Kenya Cup champions, Cabras.